Welcome to the first edition of Let's Mod Bully. This is gonna be interesting. If this works out, then I'll surely do more editions of this, but for now, this is basically just a test of something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I don't think anybody in the community has attempted this even, so it's gonna be interesting to see how it all plays out. Basically, what I have in store for you guys is that I'm gonna be teaching you guys live how to mod Bully. And there's a lot of people who have a lot of questions, and I feel like there's not enough information out there, so what better way to teach people than to just, like, show them, you know, heads on, like, this is how you fucking do it. This is the whole process of basically meshing together characters and replacing existing ones. So in case you want to replace any character of your own, or, you know, modify the game to your own fancy, then, you know, you'll surely be able to do so if you follow the steps that I'm gonna provide throughout this video. So, having that said, let's fucking get to it, shall we? There's some stuff you're gonna need. First things first, you'll need some kind of image editing software. You know, it could be Paint, but I would surely go along with Photoshop any day of the week. You would also need 3ds Max 2011, preferably. You could use 2012, I think, or any later version. Not 2014 though. I know that one for certain doesn't. It's not compatible with Bully's models for some reason. I will also be providing stuff in the description later, as soon as this video goes up, so you guys can download any plugins that you need. I will not provide any links to software, because that's, you know, super fucking illegal. And I don't want to get myself into shit with Autodesk or some shit, so I'll just be providing links to the actual plugins, and that'll be that. So today, what I have in store for you guys is, as the title and thumbnail would suggest, a business version of Gary Smith. So we might as well just get to it, shall we? Alright, first things first, there's a few things you're gonna need. IMGTool. Like I said, I'll provide this in the description below, but you can easily find this via Google. If you have any questions, let me know in the chat, and I'll try to pay attention. Second thing you'll need is to extract these files from the IMGTool. Basically, you just open it up, ignore the error. I don't know why, but that's present in later versions of Windows. Navigate to your Bully directory. Let's go to this one for the sake of this tutorial. There's a few things you're gonna have to extract. Like I said, just press F2, search for these files. Just extract them. Make sure you don't get the actual CES underscore files. Those are cutscene files, so those won't affect the actual gameplay. Those will just affect the cutscene models. After you've done so, rename those to .nif files. Like I said, I'll provide links to NifSkope and all that good stuff in the description later on. I forgot to do so now, but if you were to actually look this up now, you could easily find all the software that you need. Excluding, you know, Autodesk. So just export all these files. D is the actual base texture for it, and I think these are the glow and what is the other one called? It's basically like the shadows of the actual model. Removing these will make your model look very cartoony in game, so I would advise that you just like export all of these. The same for this businessman. They will be using I don't know what the fuck his name is. Hold on, let me check. Alright, Tio Bis. Dr. Bambillo. Alright. That's who we're gonna be combining Gary with today. Let's just export all this shit. Very basic stuff, you know. After that, you can delete either one of these. Doesn't really matter which one, because we'll be using either one by the end. So if you've done everything correctly, you should be able to preview the model with all textures like this. Now let's get to the meat and potatoes of this tutorial, shall we? So let's open up 3ds Max. Let's navigate to the actual files we need. Let's import this shit. By the way, like I said, I'll feature links in the description below later, once this goes up as a video. For now, you'll have to just do with the tutorial. And we'll also be importing the model we'll be combining Gary with. So there we go. I don't know why it imports this. I guess this is the health indicator, but you don't really need it, so just delete that. So let's let's scale this guy. Ugh. Hey, that's odd. I don't know why it's scaling to the bottom left, but alright. I guess we'll just have to move it. So you want to position this as well as you can with the actual model. Can be kind of tricky at times, but practice makes perfect, I guess. Alright, here we go. So, what we're gonna start off with is removing Gary's clothing and just replacing that with Dr. Bambillo's. Hopefully nothing goes south, so we can just like move on as quick as possible. After we've done this, I will be retexturing the file containing the textures for Dr. Bambillo's outfit. So basically what we'll be doing is giving Gary Smith this suit and then changing it to a different color, maybe purple or something, maybe turn him into like a fucking pimp or some shit. That'd be sick. So yeah, without any further ado, let's move on. Like I said, it can be kind of tricky to and kind of finicky to get these models together, but eventually you'll get it. Like I said, there's not a whole lot of tutorials out there. I don't think there's a single video tutorial out there showing you how to do this, so having the visual aid to guide you through it will probably encourage some people to give it a shot. Even if you're like insecure about doing this, like just give it a shot. I mean, like, it's fun. If this is something you want to attempt, then why not? So let me just delete this to check which one I have selected. Alright. So I guess we'll start off with removing Gary Smith's clothing. And that sounded really odd, yes. Also, this stream was brought to you by Red Bull. The favorite drink of 12-year-olds around the globe. Alright, so like I said, we'll just be removing the actual clothing and replacing it. Now for the hands, I'm gonna be a bit lazy and just remove Dr. Bambillo's. You could retexture these to match Gary Smith's skin tone, but nah, fuck that. For the sake of just being as efficient as possible, I'll just be doing this. Want to be kind of careful which areas you remove these vertexes. Because if you fuck it up, then, you know, there's a risk that you might not be able to undo it. I don't know why, but 3ds Max loves to just fuck you over in that regard. Would the game crash? If you do it right, then it should not crash. One thing that I should point out, though, is that some models can actually make the game crash. So it's kind of trial and error. I know Konstantinos, for certain, can actually make the game crash. So if you want to replace him, then, you know, keep that in mind. But I'd say that like a good 95% of the models will not make your game crash. And even if they do, you can actually reboot the game and like kind of roll the dice. You know, there's like a 1 in 10 chance that it won't. I don't know why. I think it has to do with the bones of the model, but I could be wrong. Like I said, if you have any questions, let me know in the chat and I will gladly attend to those. This part is gonna be kind of tricky because he has this this shirt going on. Hopefully we can subtract that from the model easily. You can kind of tell from the wireframe what you're selecting. So, you know, if it's something like a shirt with collars and stuff like that, then you should be easily able to tell, you know, what you've just selected. But the reason for why I'm removing this, by the way, is because Dr. Bambillo has one as it is, so I don't see the point in keeping the old one. But I mean, like, you could combine that if you wanted to, but I don't know if that would look good. What is my second favorite game? I don't know, I'd say either Bully, Dead Rising 1, Half-Life 2, or anything but GTA SA, really. You can also select these via the perspective view. I'm just gonna state the obvious in case somebody doesn't know anything about this, because it is kind of difficult to get into. I'll give you that. It took me a while to figure out how to do this, because there really isn't much information online about doing this. It's mostly like privately shared between like a select few members on the forums. And since the forums are dead now, you know, why let that information just die in the past? It's wasted potential, in my opinion. But, as we remove more and more, I see that some people are joining in. Hope you guys are okay with the Bully soundtrack playing. I was initially gonna play just like some royalty-free shit, but I realized that, you know, that's lame. Most of the royalty-free stuff on YouTube is like dubstep, so it's like, no, I think I'll pass on that one, friend. Jesus Christ, somebody type Leroy Jenkins in the chat. Wow, that takes me back. I can't believe I'm getting nostalgic over a YouTube comment. Jesus Christ. Well, hats off to you, whoever typed that. Right. You play Yandir? I don't know what that is, to be honest. Yeah, and I will also say that playing the soundtrack in the background is actually kind of relaxing. So, hopefully it won't be too distracting. We'll try to merge this as good as we can with the model. I'll just tell you right now, I'm really bad at this, so you'll have to excuse my impudence, but whatever. Yeah, let's just remove that. Is it possible to decimate the model to make to make it smoother like you can in Blender? I mean, like, it's possible. If you have any model and you want to rig it, like, I'm just gonna do it. Okay, so let's say you have a model and you import it into 3ds Max. You could, you know, rig that to any character model you really want. So, I mean, like, in theory, yeah, if you have a Bully model and you somehow manage to make it smoother and, you know, more basically higher quality, then yeah, of course, you could do that. I don't know how you would go about doing that, to be honest, but surely there is a way. Because, I mean, like, people have rigged all kinds of shit, like, you know, GTA characters and all that. Which hopefully I can get into soon. Actually, my first official public rig was OG Loke from GTA San Andreas. I think that's on Bully Mods if you want to download that. Make sure everything's okay. It looks kind of meh, but we'll be fixing this section of the model later on. So let's see what he looks like now. Kinda goofy, but I think we'll roll with it. Like I said, I'm just gonna try and do this as effective as possible. So in case I make any small mistakes, I'm just gonna glance over that, and you guys can learn from my mistakes, I guess. Happened to Bullyland? Copyright, and also lack of competence in the coding department. I just wasn't able to keep that up myself, so I just decided, I'll just remove it. Somebody will make Bully MP anyway, and surely enough, somebody did, so I was right. All along. I don't delete anything that we don't want to be deleted. How do you guys feel about the watch? Should we remove that, or should we keep it? We got timed out already. Oh, the kill count begins. I'm gonna do this as quick as possible, like I said. Don't really pay much mind to any minor details. And because we're gonna be rigging this to Gary's outfit, we will be repositioning the actual outfit to match the hand as they are. Because if we were to do the opposite, then that could result in the hands looking kind of odd in-game, because, well, as far as bones go, I don't really have much knowledge on how to reposition them and you know, make them cover more ground, so we'll just be doing that, I guess. I'd say my favorite soundtrack, aside from Bullies, would be GTA SAs. Just like, it's a really good fucking soundtrack, and it brings that back like so much nostalgia. So that one will have to be mine. I I think as far as the hands goes, I think we should remove some parts of them. Like I said, the purpose of this is not really like much entertainment. It's basically just to teach you guys how to do this, because I mean, there is potential for people to do cool shit. Because I mean, like, I see you guys' suggestions in the comment section all the fucking time. There's always people saying like, hey, you should do this, you should replace this character with that, and well, I mean, if you really want that, then you could easily do so yourself. It wouldn't take more than an hour at best. Always that. A Big Smoke mod? I wanted to do one. I actually wanted to replace Mr. Hattrick with Big Smoke, but still have him use the Mr. Hattrick, you know, outfit. So basically Big Smoke became Mr. Hattrick, but I don't know, I gave up on that. I think there's an image on my old PC from that. It's actually really fucking goofy, so if I find it, then I'll upload that for sure. Actually, you know what? Let's remove this wrist band thingy. Really look that good with the suit. Like I said, it can be kind of finicky to remove some of this stuff, but once you get the hang of it, it's really basic. Add SWEGTA in the game, please. There was actually a guy who was gonna add me to the game. There's like a unused model and everything. He just never rigged it. That's the problem. I even had like a Halloween outfit, so that was kind of sick. Maybe he'll bring that back one day. I really hope so. Well, let's move this. What do you call it? The cuffs of the actual suit. Let's move those a bit there. Like that. There we go. It's getting there, I would say. Like I said, it's a very gradual process, so excuse me for being a bit sloppy. Like I said, if you have any questions, let me know in the chat, and I will do my best to respond. Can you add custom dialogue to NPCs or Jimmy? That's a good question, actually. There are a few people who are attempting to crack that walnut, and as far as progress goes, I mean, they have yet to do so successfully, but they have kind of narrowed down like a possible way to do so. Hopefully, they'll be able to. And now for the other hand. I don't think this one has as many things to fix, so this one should be quicker. Fun fact, I actually won a God, let me show you guys. I actually won one of these fucking things because of this song. I'm not gonna tell you how I won it, but I'll just tell you I won one. So I have one locked away in a closet that I'll never fucking use, but I have it in case I fucking need it for some obscure reason. Oh, it's available. You know what? I think I'll actually remove the watch because I know that's gonna like be clipping through the actual model, so really wise to remove that, to be honest. This song feels like something that would like play as a chase theme during like an 80s porno. I don't know why that is. But that's how I feel about this song. That's how it makes me feel. The most popular bully YouTuber? I don't know about that, but it'd be cool if I was. I surely hope so. That was a brief song, wasn't it? Here we go. Recess. Maybe like the People's Court. We'll just do what we did with the suit, and we can cover this hand up. A lot of minor details you gotta cover, so. Huh. I had no idea that like this model had basically if I move that too far then it'll separate those. I had no idea. I thought they were all like together. But oh well. I think this is good enough. For the sake of time, I'll just skip that section. So, I guess we'll just get to the actual texture editing. This is probably the most basic part of the tutorial, so let's get to it. For reference, I guess I'll just open up Gary Smith's texture and just match this. If I'm able to copy this, what the fuck? I don't know why it wouldn't let me, but got it. Select his beautiful face. Copy of this so we have a backup. It's always wise to have a backup. That's one thing I forgot to point out. When it comes to backups, people never take this shit seriously, and when shit actually hits the fan, everything's fucked. So please, just copy paste your stuff into a separate folder so you have a backup, just in case anything goes wrong. It's always wise to do so, you never know. You know what, let's just use Gary Smith's, Or the guitar solo I've provided. Plaster this over, actually. Considering that we're not actually using the face, this wouldn't really matter. How this looks if the neck has been fixed. I'd say let's fix this neck real quick. Wow, I just realized, I forgot, I have his face hidden under Gary's face. That's really odd. Like I said, the pet will be replacing his Gary Smith. So, for the sake of that, keep in mind that you should adapt the, or you should modify the other model to fit the character you want to replace. Because if you don't do that, then you're gonna get some funky results with bones and stuff like that in game, and you don't want that. You really don't. Please answer. Let me check. No, I don't see a question. You'll have to repost that one. For the sake of time, I'll a sloppy work, I know, but alright, this is good enough. I don't think anybody's gonna be looking up close like this. And also, if you want to put more detail into it, I would advise that you do so. Don't do what I do, but this is essentially just how you do it. So, let's get to the actual suit editing. Just like I said, it's wise to make some backups even in Photoshop. So in case you want to go back for reference, even It's always wise to do so. As for hue and saturation, let's play around with this, see what we can get. How do you guys feel? Pimp or normal black suit? Should Gary look like a mafioso, or should he look like one of those typical, like, late 90s pimps? You decide. In the meantime, I'll just check my Discord. By the way, if you guys want to join in on the actual Discord chat, there is a link in the description below. I kind of pay more attention to that than the chat, so if you want to be prioritized of the common peons, then, you know, you have that option. Pimp, mafioso, mafia. You know, I think I'll just go with the pimp one. Seems more creative, doesn't it? By the way, I'll probably feature a link to this later, so if you want to make him, you know, a mafioso and retexture that, then you could probably do so. They usually have purple suits, right? Let's fix some of these ugly pixel bits then. Yeah, that ought to be it. Oh, by the way, I forgot, I accidentally replaced the texture for the shoe, so let's change that. I don't think anybody really gives a fuck about the shoes, so we'll just be moving on. As for the pants, though, I think we'll also be changing these into something else. Alright, here we go. Correction, here we go. As for the actual pants, I think we'll be doing something very basic there. Just lower the brightness a bit. There we go. And I think what we'll also do is what happened? Alright. Make the pants white. Ah, that's actually better. Good call. Let me see if I can do that. All of these. Like I said, making backups is always wise, in case you do stuff like this and you find yourself in a spot where it's like, oh no, I want to go back to the way things were back then. I want to regress back in time, you know? You always have that ability with shit like this. Oh, looks kinda hideous, but yeah, I think we'll go along with it. One thing that you could actually do is look up like white pants texture on Google and just like find one that you like and just use that, but for the sake of just doing this as fast as possible, I think we'll just be pleased with this. So let's preview this in 3ds Max. The beautiful thing with 3ds Max is that it always updates. It always updates the textures, unlike NifSkope. For some reason, sometimes when you save the textures and you look at them in NifSkope, it won't actually refresh the model's textures, which is kind of odd, but whatever. What are these things? Is that Gary? No, that's just the actual model, huh? Let me check. Oh, okay, I think I get it. Yeah, okay, never mind. I just thought it was something odd for a second. Yeah. As far as the model goes, I'm pleased with it, I think. I think we'll actually be removing these, parts. You don't see too many pimps with these. Pimps. Right. I think that'll suffice for now. Yeah, there we go. And as far as editing textures, I think we'll call it quits in that regard. Boom, there we go. Maybe change the tie to something. Placed. Oh. Wasn't there like an 80s TV show called Family Ties? I don't know why I remember that now, but I remember like, for some reason the name just struck with me, you know? Have it be like as colorful as possible, because why not? It actually kind of reminds me of Jizzy from GTA San Andreas. There we are. Oh no, wait! I know what's causing that. It's Gary's face overlapping with the shirt texture. Let's fix that. There we go. Fixed. Good. Alright, let's rig this thing. This is probably the trickiest part if you've never done this, but if you know how to do it, it's the easiest part. So what we'll do first is just make sure that we don't have anything selected. You want to make sure that you don't have anything selected, because what we will be doing is selecting everything and then pressing delete. So if you have anything, any vertex selected, then you know that'll go away along with that. So for now, let's import Gary, but this time we will import his skeleton. Make sure you copy all of the information I have in my import settings, for the sake of being as just essentially for the sake of not fucking up. And once you've done that, this song is really fucking distracting. I keep imagining Eunice like asking you to get her chocolate and shit. Anyway, so once you've done so, you just need to select Gary's model that we imported, which we will be rigging this to. Click Edible Mesh, yes. And in the modifier list, you want to go drop down to Edit Poly. And right click on Edit Poly and Collapse to, and then yes. This is kind of tricky, I know, but just like follow the steps I provided and you'll be fine. Now click Editable Poly. And then vertexes, or whichever you prefer, it doesn't really matter. Just select the entire model, and attach it, and just attach it, but make sure you match material to material IDs. Just select that to anything you want to include in the model, and then press delete, and then unselect everything, and there you go. Gary Smith's model should now be stuck to his old one. There we go. Yes. You could clip this and post it for a small tutorial. I mean, I could, but I feel like having it live and having people be able to just ask me questions on the spot makes it more effective, because that way I don't have to like go back and just show them how to do stuff. They can just ask me on, like, you know, just on the spot, and I'll show them how to do it. So select everything, Control A, and then export that as a NIF. Like I said, you'll need the NifTools plugin, but it should be in the description once this video goes up. And just export that as anything you really want, just Gary. Make sure you have these settings applied, export. And that's the 3ds Max and Photoshop section of modding. We're getting close to the end, so yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed and learned a thing or two about rigging thus far. What we will be doing now is just applying this new model to the old one. So usually what I do is I have them side by side, but for the sake of just like keeping the focus on what I'm doing, I'll just be full screening this. First things first, select Gary, or whichever section of the model you prefer to begin with. Change flags to 22, dirty flag to yes. And you gotta go to this TXT section and change this to 5 in flags, and then texture count 9, and then base texture change flags to 12,800. And after that, just copy this branch, and you want to go over to Gary's original model. Paste that on the 9 node, or whatever you want to call that. And if you've done it correctly, you should be able to preview it like this. Some models have like preview animations, like Gary. So if it follows along with his model, then you should be okay. Occasionally the model will be kind of off. You can easily adjust this by just changing this a bit. Maybe change this to 200. Yeah, there we go. That's good enough. After this, you want to change this, you just want to rename this to number 2, so it matches the one you are replacing. I don't know if this is necessary, but I think it is. I don't recall correctly. It's been ages since somebody explained this to me, so you'll have to excuse my lack of competence. One thing that will happen sometimes when you choose textures is that you'll get an error message. Just ignore that and just choose them anyway. So that's a different one I've been working on. I'll reveal that soon enough. So I guess that's a leak. Just select the textures you're using. So it should be DSN. That should be the order of appearance. So just select that. And now you're done with this. All you gotta do now is click Mesh, Make Skin Partition. Okay. And you're good. That's all you need to do for that section of the model. So let's go. So we're about halfway done with this. So just repeat the steps I showed. 22, yes. Go down to TXT. 5, 9. Base texture, 12,800. Very basic shit. Copy the branch. And you can just press Ctrl V if you want to. It's probably easier. There you go. So we have to select the textures yet again. Should be fairly easy to do so. So D, S, and N. There we go. And since it's already named number 2, we'll just make a skin partition. And that's that. And you can right-click on the old one, block, remove branch, and there you go. Now it's done. All you gotta do now is hit Control S, overwrite the old one, and there you go. As far as the model is concerned, that's done. That's all in the past now. All we gotta do is include the new textures we are using. So just open up this NIF file that I mentioned before, the one that we renamed from .nft to .nif. This is the one that contains all the textures. And since it already has Gary's textures, we won't need to import those. So just hit Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V, and Ctrl-V, and Ctrl-V. And just texture, choose. Choose the business one that we used. I don't know if this is necessary, but I like to do so. It makes it look nicer. After that, just right-click, texture, embed. This will make sure that the textures is included in this file, so you don't need to have it locally on your PC somewhere. I don't know, some people have issues with this. I don't know if that's still the case with this later version of NifSkope, but I would assume it's not. I would hope it's not either. So just repeat the steps I showcased just now. The S and N textures. Like I said, if you don't include these, then your model will look very cartoony in-game. And it won't be cartoony in the, you know, oh, this is cool look. It'll just look bad. So hit Control S, overwrite the old file. And now we rename this back to .nft. Just open up IMGTool. So now we'll just import this new model and the textures. So you want to navigate to your bully directory, go to stream, and then world.img. This is the file that contains almost every single model in the game, excluding some, you know, basic stuff like the sky. That's actually a model. So just find and replace the files we have modified. Once you've done so, just delete those. Clicking replace doesn't work for bully for some reason. I think it has to do with the .img file. I think it's different from that of GTA San Andreas for some reason. So make sure you delete those, and then command and add. And you want to navigate to your new models, and just select those, add. And for the sake of just, you know, being thorough, it's wise to rebuild your archive. Make sure that you don't have bully running as you do this. That can actually corrupt the file if you play around with files while you have it running. If you guys have any questions thus far, let me know, and I'll gladly attend to those. As far as the actual model goes and the textures, it should be done now. So let's holy shit. Sorry about that. I didn't realize that was off screen, but whatever. So now we will be actually trying the model in game. How long have I not been showing the screen for? I have a sneaking suspicion that's been quite a while, but it could have been just because I hit F2. Let's turn off the voices and everything. So for the sake of testing this, I have Supermod. It's probably the best thing you can get for this, because then you don't actually have to find the pet in-game and, you know, like, you know, you don't have to find them in free roam. So, we're just gonna have to find Gary Smith. He should be around here somewhere, I think. Excuse me, I don't really recall what his ID is, so I'll have to go through this until I find him. There we go. And there we are. We now have Pimp Gary Smith ready to roll. So that's essentially how you do it. You know, I would recommend that you're more thorough as you go through with it, but if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below or in the chat, and I will gladly answer those as well as I can. If you guys want to, I could release this, so you guys can download this and try it out for yourselves. Yeah, that's the end of this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked it, then make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, tell them like, hey, get into bully modding, motherfucker, do it. And also, if you have any requests for mods, let me know in the chat and the comment section as well, because I will be doing this on a weekly basis, and every single week I will be picking out a lucky winner and, you know, basically attempting the model that they have requested. However, my mods will be very basic, so don't expect like some insane, like, you know, make this giant monster. Like, I'm not gonna do that, but if you want me to combine any characters or like do anything, basically give them some kind of new appearance, then request those in the comment section, and I will pick one that I find to be the best. I think that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. That'll be the end of this edition. Yeah, peace.